Let's spike my curly mohawk and see how it looks. It's been a while since I spiked it because the last time I had like purple at the tips and then the growth, which wasn't the cutest look, but it was just what I had when I was buzzing my head. But I really want to see how this is going to look spiked with just the natural brown, and it's gotten pretty long. So it's gonna look something like this, but let's do it and see what it actually looks like. Let's gather all of our supplies. We need a blow dryer, a tangle teaser, or just like something to comb out the hair. We need a really strong hairspray, and got to be glued, obviously the queen of strong hairspray. We need a Color Wow Dream Coat, or just anything that's gonna protect your hair from heat. And then of course we need a straightener to straighten it out before I spray it in place. I'm so excited because like, that's a lot. That's a lot of growth since the last time I cut off all the color in my hair. So let's do this. First, I'm combing out my curls with the tangle teaser to make it easier to straighten later. It's gliding through so easily because I just did a deep conditioning mask earlier that day and my hair detangled way faster than I expected. Before I put any heat on my hair, I want to protect it, so I'm using the Color Wow Dream Coat and spraying it all over my hair to fully saturate it and making sure everything's protected. Then I like to spray some in my hands and just rub it all over my head to make sure I got every single hair. Since my hair is wet now and this product is also heat activated, I'm just blow drying it with a round brush to get it dry before straightening it. This also made straightening it much easier because this was pretty much a blowout even though my hair is super short, but it made the curls stay separated and detangled and much straighter. Now it's time to straighten, so I'm sectioning small pieces at a time and clipping the rest back, then using the chase method to get my hair as straight as possible. It's always good to do in small sections at a time because I'd rather do one pass with the heat and have a great outcome than do chunks that are too large and don't get all the hairs and then have to do several passes to get it all straight, which would be so much more damaging. Doing the back of my head is always fun because it's a little bit of a guessing game, like how close am I to the scalp? I don't know, but I go based on how hot it feels and I can tell when I'm right at the bottom of the roots. Now that everything's straight, it's time to spike it and spray it in place. I'm angling the front pieces a little bit forward so it goes with the rounded shape of my head and the rest of the mohawk, and lightly spraying that in place. I'm using the blow dryer while holding my hair taut so it can dry in the shape that I want at the angle that I want. I want this front section to be smooth and spiked properly, so I'm combing out the front to make it perfectly even, then spraying it in place, then blow drying it while holding it exactly where I wanted it to be. I'm holding and spraying the next section, smoothing it out, and blow drying it in place. It's really important to hold your hair at the exact angle you want it to dry because once you finish blow drying, it's going to be stuck at that angle and hard to change, so I like to face directly forward when drying it to make sure it lines up with the front. I like to sandwich my hair and press my palms together to get all the sticky product to hold both sides together and swipe all the way up to the tips so it gets a pointier effect. One thing to keep in mind is that your head's round, so you can't make sections that are too large angled in the same direction or you'll have gaps in the mohawk, so take smaller chunks at a time and try to make them angled at like the zenith of the middle of your head. The back part tends to droop more, so take your time and make sure you use enough spray and do enough rounds back there. I'm ending off with a good sandwiching of everything, and here's the finished look. So this is the final mohawk. I am so happy with how she came out. Super spiky, super long compared to having my hair with all the shrinkage, and it's so much fun to wear out. Last time I had the mohawk, I went to a Jack K's concert. Catch me in the mosh pit in there. It was so much fun, and my friend was actually at that show and he was like, oh yeah, I saw a girl in the mosh pit with a mohawk, and I was like, yeah, that was me. I just gave myself one. So that was kind of funny, but yeah, I'm like ready to go to a show right now. Like, I want to mosh with this hair. And here it is from the side. I love the side profile. I think it's so cool. And then this is what it looks like from the back. But yeah, let's bring mohawks back because why do we never see mohawks anymore? Also, I'm super excited about this because I'm gonna be dyeing my mohawk rainbow, like red from the front all the way to purple, and it's gonna be so cool. I haven't had rainbow hair in like 10 years, and if you guys remember that video, comment, because you guys are the OGs, and sometimes you bring that up in the comment section. I'm like, oh my god, they remember that far? That's crazy. But yeah, I haven't done rainbow in so long, so I'm gonna finally get back to my roots and not have just plain brown hair anymore. But a rainbow mohawk sounds so cool. Stick around for that, coming up soon. And thank you so much for watching. If you try a mohawk, please show me. I would love to see it. Anyways, have a great day. Love you guys. Mwah.